We are seeing in the market today, almost 25% of homes are falling out of contract once someone has an accepted offer on their house. Largest two reasons why a home falls out of contract is number one, inspections. So the buyer ultimately does a general home inspection, they find things that are wrong with the house, and then they decide they don't want to move forward with it, which is really frustrating because a lot of things in inspections can normally be overcome or remediated, but sometimes it loses the momentum and they decide to walk. Another reason why a lot of houses fall out of contract is actually because of appraisals. When a buyer is getting a mortgage on the property, when they're getting financing, the lender actually gets an appraisal to validate the value that the buyer is paying. What's happening is because the market is appreciating so quickly, they are struggling to find relevant sales or comparables to justify the value. So basically they can't keep up with the appreciation of the market. What we're starting to see a lot of our sellers are having success with is called a certified pre-owned home, where they basically do a pre-home inspection and they get an appraisal done before they list their house on the market. We actually market the property with those items being completed. It gives buyers a significant more amount of confidence so that they know they're buying something that has already been inspected. Normally the seller will make those repairs or they'll disclose those repairs, so at least the buyers know what they're getting. And then it's also nice from an appraisal standpoint that the value is already validated by a professional appraiser. You know, it is really frustrating when you have a deal under contract, you sell the house and the buyers do their inspection and then they decide not to move forward, which they most of the time have a contractual obligation or right to walk from the deal because of the inspection. So sometimes my sellers will ask me and they'll say, you know, it costs money to get a pre-home inspection and to do the work. And it also costs money to get an appraisal done. Is it really worth it to spend that money when it doesn't really help the house sell? You know, that's money that they're gonna spend that really doesn't make the house sell any quicker for more money. And the answer is yes, and here's why. Ultimately, if you lose a deal, if a deal falls out of contract and then you have to put the house back on the market, okay? A lot of times there's an expense that comes with it. In my experience, a lot of times if a house goes under contract and shows pending to the world that it's under contract, and then it falls apart, what ends up happening is buyers start thinking there's something wrong with the property or it's stigmatized. So I personally think it's worth it all day long to invest a little bit of money to have that safety net to really increase the probabilities of when we actually sell your house and put it under contract, that it actually stays under contract all the way to closing. You're seeing it all over the country. You don't see it that much in Northeast Ohio, but I think you're going to start seeing it as those numbers of fallout keep increasing. So it's something that I would highly recommend. And you know, we're recommending it to a lot of our sellers.